Hello and welcome into the last edition of Mountaineer Mafia for the 2015 football season. Uh, we'll get right into it this week. We've got the Camellia Bowl coming up this Saturday. Uh, as you can see from this picture, and hopefully see online through message boards and media outlets, there's a lot of excitement for the App State fan base in this one. It's our first ever bowl, so hopefully we can take a lot of fans down there, get a lot of viewers on the TV, and make this a pretty big success for our first time ever. Camellia Bowl is named after the state flower of Alabama. For those of you who did not know, I did not know. That's why I looked it up. Pretty interesting. It is called the Rose of Winter, which is pretty fitting for this time of year. Obviously, temperatures are a little higher than usual, but yeah, it's a kind of a wintry flower, I guess you could say, as far as a nickname goes, anyway. And so that's kind of a cool little tidbit that I thought I'd throw in here. The bowl is sponsored by Raycom, and it's going to be shown on ESPN this Saturday at 5:30 Eastern Time. So be sure to make plans to attend or watch it on TV on ESPN. It's going to be played in Montgomery, Alabama, at the Crampton Bowl. This is a picture from last season's inaugural bowl game there between Bowling Green and South Alabama. Looked like they had a pretty good crowd. I don't specifically remember it on TV, what kind of atmosphere was there. But in this picture, you can see a band, and hopefully we can fill it up even more this year. Hopefully last year created some excitement. Hopefully us showing up or Ohio showing up, or the combination of both, creates even more excitement this year. Definitely better teams this year than last year going to this bowl. So hopefully the locals come out and support it and continue to make this a nice bowl to go to for Sun Belt teams down the stretch. All right, so we'll go right into the App State side first, coming in with a 10-2 record, looking for that 11th win this season. Only 2 losses, and one was to the #1 team in the nation. The other one was to an Arkansas State team that ended up winning the Sun Belt, and we got them on a good time for them to get us, essentially, is what I'd like to think. We got short rest, short week, in combination with another short week slightly before that, and the wheels kind of just fell off for us there in the second half. I think first half we played fine, and it just finally caught up to us. So otherwise, I think a fantastic season, and hopefully we can continue that and get that 11th win this Saturday. On the Ohio side, they come in 8-4, looking for their 9th win this season. They had a little bit of an injury stretch there in the middle, and lost a couple games in a row, and now they finished the season with 3 wins in a row, and they're going to look to continue that streak this Saturday. Hopefully we can prevent them from doing that. Next up, I'm going to throw a little interesting tidbits in, but first we're going to get to the one common opponent we had this season, the Idaho Vandals. Early in the season, Ohio played them and beat them 45-28. And later in the season, we played them and beat them 47-20. So the scores are real close there. You might indicate that we're going to have a great close game this weekend, which no one would complain if that's the case. But I'm kind of hoping that we see something a little different. And I'm going to throw some stuff at you, see if these statistics can help us out. So I went back and I looked at the bye week or off week records for both teams throughout the season. We had 2 of them. We ended up 2-0 coming out of those weeks. Ohio only had 1, and they lost their game coming back out of the rest period. So I looked at that because we have a little bit of a layoff before this game happens. Could take that into effect a little bit. And then I also looked at the away records for both teams, thinking, obviously this is not a home game for either, so it could play into the mental aspect of how they prepare and get ready for games on the road. App comes in with 5-1 record, and Ohio's coming in at 3-3. Neither is bad. Obviously, App's is great with only 1 loss coming to Clemson on the road there. But Ohio has the MAC to travel through, which, let's face it, it's a tougher conference to play in than the Sun Belt currently. So besides probably the 3 or 4 top Sun Belt teams, the MAC is a stronger conference top to bottom. So they have a little bit tougher of a road record there. So hopefully that can still play into our advantage and maybe get into their heads a little bit, how they haven't played well on the road this season, and we can take advantage of that. Our biggest concern is going to be our top player, and some would argue that's Marcus Cox, and maybe so, but because he was a little bit injured there towards the end of the season, I'm going to say Lamb is our most important and biggest player this season. Most consistent, too. He was playing in every game and played well in almost all of them. So I think we're going to have to really lean on Taylor to not just run the offense, but also lead the team. And hopefully he's doing that off the field this week as they prepare and go through walkthroughs and practices. And he's becoming more of a vocal leader along the way as he's also maturing in age here and becoming a veteran, even only in his second year here in the FBS. And if you take a look, directly compare him with the quarterback he's going to be playing across from this Saturday, Vic for Ohio, the completion percentages are very, very similar. But if you look, Lamb has far surpassed him in yardage and touchdowns thrown this season, and hopefully, another little edge that we can throw onto our side for this weekend. Also, an interesting tidbit, Ohio has thrown 5 receiving touchdowns they've thrown receiving touchdowns to 5 different players. So, not terrible. 5 different guys have caught a touchdown pass this season. But App has thrown to 13 different receivers and ended up in the end zone with 13 different guys. So it shows that we spread the ball out a little bit more. We can throw to wide receivers, tight ends, and running backs, and they can all get in the end zone. And if that all fails, Lamb can certainly run it into the end zone. So another little tidbit I thought would go our way. We're also going to need these 2 guys to play big for us. Marcus Cox here, running the ball. He's got to keep those turnovers down and hopefully not have any. And then, continue his dominance that he's had throughout most of the season. And John Law over here defensively, he seems to be in on every tackle, just like he has all season, and hopefully that can continue and he can lead the defense to a couple big stops during this game and really get the crowd and our fans into it that are there and have us all watching on TV pretty happy. So all that being said, with these little different statistics than a lot of people are throwing out, I'm going to say that App State takes this one 41 and Ohio has 24. So hopefully we can come out with a victory and take home our first ever bowl win and finish with 11 wins this season. Thanks for watching.